Sports, John Matrix, and I am Rhodes Rants, Week 13, Thanksgiving edition, special edition, despecialized edition. How's it going, John?
Happy Thanksgiving. It is going to be a fun Thursday.
Agreed. And you know what? Let's hit the viewers with something special. How about that?
Yes.
Yeah. Bringing the sound effects and the visuals to the live streams.
Yes, sir.
So, lots going on in the NFL world, most particularly a pissed off Jerry Jones today.
I love it. I love it, man. As a resident Cowboys fan here, I love it. It's about time.
Did you get to see his interview from this morning?
I don't think I got to see it, but I heard what he said. He put Jason Garrett on blast.
You can tell that he is, that story floated out that Jason would go to the Giants.
Yeah.
At the end of
I
the
heard
season.
Jerry was pissed off about that.
You can tell that all the gloves are off. Jerry is pissed.
He's done, man. He is really, really done. And we already know the rumor is that he's coaching for his job tomorrow against Buffalo. If they lose to Buffalo, the word is he could be fired by Friday, which is kind of good because if you're going to fire him, you might as well fire him Friday or after the game on Thursday. That way you get the new coach in, interim coach, and you have a whole nother week and a half to get ready for the next game.
Yeah. And he was staring at the camera with some venom, and there was anger in Jerry's face today. And he said, looking into the camera, nobody had been a bigger fan of Jason Garrett than me. Had been a bigger fan. So when that story came out, he was mad.
I think he was the only Jason Garrett fan. I mean, you heard what Jason Witten said too, right? He agreed with Jerry Jones. That tells me that Jason Garrett does not have the locker room. Now, I don't think the Cowboys are going to quit on him. Man, if the Cowboys quit, you know what? I'm going to say that for the picks. I'm going to say that when we talk about the Cowboys game. I'm going to save it for that.
Okay. For the sake of that, the Cowboys and the Bills will be the last pick we do tonight. So,
yeah. Special event.
So tomorrow we've got the Chicago Bears and the Lions.
That's a traditional Thanksgiving matchup.
Yeah, it's one of them. They always rotate. The Lions are always involved either with the Packers or the Bears. Occasionally the Vikings. I think.
Wait a minute. The Packers used to play on Thanksgiving every year.
Well, it seemed that way because they played for 2 years in a row. They played the Lions, actually.
Yeah.
And but I did not realize this. Bill Simmons was saying the other day, it is the Lions tradition, not the Packers and not the Bears.
Okay.
It's the Lions tradition. They've been playing for.
And the Cowboys.
Yeah, and the Cowboys. They had been, there had been some groundswell to get the Lions pulled off of Thanksgiving.
No, man. The Cowboys, the Bears, and Detroit should play on Thanksgiving every year. That is a tradition.
Well,
like we got New Orleans and Atlanta. That doesn't feel like a Thanksgiving game to me.
Bill Simmons said he felt bad because Bill Simmons was the one leading that charge for a while. And he said, I got an email from a Lions fan and that said, look, Bill, this is the only thing we've got as a Lions fan is this Thanksgiving Day game. And Bill Simmons said, I decided right there, I'm not pushing for this anymore. Keep the Lions on Thanksgiving. If that's what these fans are hanging their hats on every season, than let them keep the game. And I thought that was really interesting, you know.
Yeah. I love the Cowboys on Thanksgiving, but as many Thanksgiving games as the Cowboys have played, there's only one that I remember, and you probably know what it is.
Leon Lett.
Yep, Thanksgiving, 1993, in the snow in the old Texas Stadium when it was actually snowing that day.
Yep.
Leon Lett, and Leon Lett was a great player, but he's known for these just mind-blowing moments, and he was a great player. I remember that game. I can't even remember last year's game. Well, I was in Mexico last year and they played. See, I think it was Giants. I don't remember.
Arrow to the motor scooting, bam.
Yeah.
I mean, that
was 26 years ago, and I remember that game.
Oh yeah, I remember it like it was yesterday.
I was heartbroken, man.
Mike Golick played in that game for the Dolphins, by the way.
Yeah. Yep. But Cowboys still won the Super Bowl, and they lost that game 16-13. I remember the score.
Yep. I remember it. I remember it well. That's wild. It's kind of weird because when that Lions game is on, because it's usually the early game, right?
Right.
You're kind of sitting around somebody's house, and for some reason, the house feels like it's about 97 degrees on the inside because everybody's been cooking all morning, and you're like, you're looking midway through the second quarter, you're halfway between hungry and nauseated from all the heat in the house, and you're like, plus the game is already like 27-3, whoever leading the Lions, you know.
Yeah.
And I miss John Madden. This is where I miss John Madden.
John Madden and Pat Summerall, man. They were the best. I
absolutely agree.
They were the best, man. I miss those guys.
The turducken.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just, I don't know. John Madden. Sometimes I wish they would bring him back to call just the Thanksgiving Day games.
I know, man. I know, but I think he's just happily retired, man.
Riding his bus. Yep.
That's pretty much it.
So, Bears, Lions. Mitch Trubisky is still the quarterback. Jeff Driscoll, the backup to Matt Stafford, by the way, may or may not get the start. It may be a guy named David Blau.
Never heard of him.
Me neither. Okay. As somebody that watches the hell out of college football and consumes the draft, I'm not even sure who the hell that guy is. Almighty Coon, what's up?
Welcome in, up?
He says, dude, tomorrow's going to be so sweet. Thanksgiving is better than Christmas because the gift of football.
I wouldn't go that far. Thanksgiving is my second favorite holiday.
I think it's overtaken Christmas for me because I've got football. Now, a couple of years ago, we got football on Christmas Eve, and it was awesome. I was like, oh, this is awesome. You know?
Because it came on a Sunday?
It came on a Sunday. Yeah. I was like, this is the greatest thing ever. Can we get football on Christmas Eve every year? So knowing that it could be a third string quarterback playing for the Lions, Mitch Trubisky for the Bears. Oh God.
He might as well be a third string.
I may need some acid reflux medicine before I even start eating them all.
Yeah. This one was a tough game for me to pick. I still haven't given up 100% hope on the Bears, but I'm highly disappointed with the Bears.
Arrow to your mother bleeping.
I know.
Damn.
Because I picked them to win that division. That was dumb.
Oh.
Man.
I'm feeling better about the Eagles these days, by the way. The Eagles are less chaotic than the Cowboys right now.
Eagles are still a mess, man. They're
a mess, but if you look at their schedule, guess what?
They may as well be playing me and you.
Week 17 is going to be very interesting all of a sudden.
That could be the game of the year. But anyway, back to the Bears and the Lions. I don't even really care about this game, to tell you the truth. I'm going to pick the Bears mainly because they're not on their second or third string quarterback, even though Trubisky might as well be one. I'm going to take them over the Lions. A weird score because this is a weird, uninteresting game. I know Detroit always plays at like 11:30 every year, all the time.
Yep.
I'm going to go 25-22 Bears.
Like an offensive shootout, it sounds like.
It doesn't even matter.
I'm going to go 17-16 Bears, reluctantly.
And this is a no confidence pick for me.
A vote of no confidence.
This is the game I absolutely have no faith in whatsoever.
None. Hey, look,
in this pick.
I'm sitting here. I literally reached over and picked up this dime a minute ago, and I was like, how about I just flip an effing coin right here on air in front of everybody? It could go either way. I could see the Bears getting a defensive touchdown. That's why I picked the Bears.
Yeah.
The New Orleans Saints against my most disappointing team of the year.
And mine.
The Atlanta arrow to the mother bleeping
baby birds.
Arrow to the eye hole. Falcons. The Dan Quinns, the fighting Dan Quinns. Who do you have in this? Knowing the Falcons just blew the brakes off the Saints 3 weeks ago.
They beat them down. I mean, that was, you know what? The Cowboys had lost to the Jets. I thought that was the worst loss of the year. New Orleans losing to Atlanta, getting beat down. That's the worst loss of the year. In New Orleans. At least the Cowboys were on the road, you know. You know, and I picked Atlanta last week. You did too. And they did what they always did. They let us down.
Jameis Winston looked like Brett Favre all of a sudden.
Oh, my God. Yeah, he did.
Hey, on a side note, Bill Simmons is a huge Jameis Winston fan. He was talking about post Super Bowl winning Favre. Do you know that his statistics and Jameis Winston's are very similar?
I don't think you can't really compare that, man. That was a different era. I mean, Brett Favre won the Super Bowl in 1996. Completely different era.
See, Bill believes that if Tampa had any kind of a defense, they could keep Jameis.
Yeah. Jameis Winston is nowhere near Brett Favre.
Oh, I agree.
Not even close.
I was a big Brett guy, though.
I wasn't a big Brett Favre guy either. I mean, he still turned the ball over a lot back in the 90s. When it wasn't, it wasn't uncommon to throw 15 pits.
I am a big Brett guy. He's like my second favorite quarterback of all time.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's Steve Young and then Brett Favre and then Joe Montana.
Okay.
Sorry, Niner fans.
Well, I think that New Orleans is going to get their revenge in Atlanta. I'm going to go with the Saints, 28-21. Even though I'm starting to have some concerns about the Saints, but I think the Falcons are back to being the Falcons again.
I think the Saints are going to have a level of anger coming off getting blown out by the Falcons. I'm going to say it gets ugly. 34-13.
Wow.
New Orleans. And if the Falcons win this game, whether we do our picks Saturday or Sunday morning, I'm going to go on a tirade over the Falcons if they win this game. They are so frustrating to me.
Yeah.
The Buffalo Bills at the Fighting Jason Garrett's.
Jason Garrett, this is the main event of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around the world, it's fight time. In this corner, from Buffalo, New York, the worthless, traditionally worthless Buffalo Bills, who are 8-3 this season.
Yeah.
And in this corner, you have the Dallas. We don't play in natural Dallas Cowboys. They play in Arlington. Jason Garrett is coaching for his job. Jason Garrett should be fired. No doubt about that whatsoever. The rumor is if he does not win this game, he could be fired on Friday. The Dallas Cowboys have not beat a team with a winning record all season. I think they're 0 for 4 on that.
Correct.
0 for 4. Buffalo is 8-3 with a real defense. I'm a Cowboys fan. And I think I'm making my pick based off of the situation in the hand with Jason Garrett. I don't think that the players are going to quit on him. But I'm picking Buffalo 24, the Cowboys 20. I am picking the Bills to beat the Cowboys, mainly because I just want Jason Garrett gone. I think this will be the time. I think this could be a good thing for the Cowboys in the long run. Honestly, if they win the division at this point, I don't care. But they need to change, man. Because think of this. They win the division. They go to the playoffs. The worst possible thing could happen. Let's say they end up in the NFC Championship game. They lose on some phantom call. Jason Garrett to be back.
You got Garrett for 5 more years. Congratulations.
Exactly. So we need to lose this game for the betterment of the Dallas Cowboys going forward. So I'm picking the Bills.
Oh. Look, I got to tell you, I think Sean McDermott is a superior coach to Jason Garrett. I do. At least with Jason Garrett, he has no specialty. Sean McDermott is a great defensive head coach. So he's got something. They're good on special teams. They've got a good running game. They've got one of my all-time favorite players, the legendary future Hall of Famer, Frank Gore, is on that team.
Yep.
Their defense, Bill's got a hell of a defense this year.
Yep.
They are going to get after Dak Prescott tomorrow. There's going to be a couple of picks, maybe a fumble. Bills, 27. Cowboys, 17.
Wow. So an embarrassment.
An embarrassment.
Yeah. And Jason Garrett will be done because think of this. Going into the season, what were people saying about the Cowboys? Dak needs to step up. He needs to get better. Well, check this out. Dak Prescott leading the league in passing yards, completing 67% of his throws, 3,433 yards, 8.6 yards per throw, 312 yards per game, 21 TDs. Now, 10 picks, that kind of concerns me a little bit, but oh well. A 100.8 quarterback rating, and ESPN's, phony QBR, 75. The man has been balling, and yet they're 6-5 because of poor coaching.
With a pretty good defense.
Yeah, they're average.
What in the world? Look, all I got to do is go back to Sunday and realize you're down. You haven't been able to get in the GD red zone all game long. You get down there, and on 4th and 7 with 3 or 4 minutes left, you decide to do what? Kick a meaningless effing field goal that does nothing for you.
Yeah. I mean, if you didn't get the first down, New England wasn't scoring any points. None. I mean, New England scored 1 touchdown in that game. Your defense was doing its job. You needed to go forward on 4th and 7.
Do you know what the analytics said on that? The moment he kicked the field goal, their chances of winning dropped by 8%. Dropped by 8%.
How much time was on the clock?
Somewhere around 3 minutes.
3. No, I thought it was more than that.
3 or 4 minutes.
They had all
much.
They had all 3. They had all 3 timeouts too.
They did. And I will give Troy Aikman a lot of credit. He destroyed Jason Garrett for that.
Yep.
On air.
That's his boy. That's his boy.
Yeah, he said, I don't know what that does for you.
Yeah, Jason Garrett was his backup quarterback.
Yep. I give him some credit for that. I guarantee you that also ruffled Jerry's feathers. Not that Troy did that, but that, it was done on that game got the biggest rating all year, by the way.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's New England and Dallas.
Yeah.
I mean, all eyes are going to be on this Buffalo game, especially with the news coming out that Jason Garrett could be canned. Man, do you realize? Let's do this, man. If the Cowboys lose that game, we need to go live because we need to talk about Jason Garrett's future.
Yeah, I might be back home by then.
Tomorrow's Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I don't know.
No, I'll just put up a video. How about that? I'll just put up a video instead. But be ready. Be on the lookout for Friday, because that could be the day of reckoning right there. I'll be right here in my house standing by, and I'll put up a video if the news drops. But I will tell you this: if they lose tomorrow, and Jerry Jones does not fire Jason Garrett on Friday, or at least by Monday, preferably Friday, that is a monumental error on Jerry Jones' part.
Let me ask you a question, because rumor has it, what's his name? Chris Richard is the defensive coordinator.
Yeah, I think he's the assistant to Rob Marinelli.
Rumor has it he's going to be a head coaching candidate in the league after the season.
Yeah, the word is that he could actually end up taking over for Jason Garrett.
Would you want to see what he has to offer?
Well, I wouldn't mind the rest of the season. Let's see what he can do. But the dangerous part of that is this. You remember when Jason Garrett got his job, Wade Phillips was the coach. Man, Tony Romo has had 2 horrible coaches, man. Wade Phillips and actually he had Bill Parcells at first. Then he had
for a hot minute. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Wade Phillips was so terrible his last year. He was 1-7. 1-7.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jason Garrett takes over for him. Jason Garrett is 5-3 down the stretch. That's my fear right there. That, all right, this guy took a team. They started winning after we let go of the other guy. And Jason Garrett survived 3 straight 8-8 seasons and lost the division on the last game of every single season and did not get fired.
Marvin Lewis.
But at least Marvin Lewis didn't lose the division on the last game 3 straight years.
I don't know. I'm not a Garrett guy. Word had it back in the day that the reason that Jerry decided to hire Garrett is because Garrett was supposedly going to get the Ravens job, and it ended up going to John Harbaugh. Boy, they dodged a bullet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get Harbaugh, the other Harbaugh, for next season. We'll see.
And I would go back for, as long as they don't play my Niners, rooting for the Cowboys again. Because I know people think I hate the Cowboys. I don't. I'm aggravated by the fact that they wasted Tony Romo's career.
Completely wasted his career.
Aggravates me to death. Because, and you know what? I've got some aggravation with Cowboy fans too. Because all I had to listen to all the time was how terrible Tony Romo was. And I was like,
not this Cowboys
do
fan.
you know how many teams would take Tony right now?
Tony, for the most part, was like a top 5 to 7 QB in the league, easily every year.
Hey, I'm watching this go down during the first 4 and 5th years of Alex Smith being one of the biggest busts in football at the time, in the history of football. And I'm sitting back going, we'll take Tony Romo right now if you don't want him. I promise. We will take him. The Jets would have taken him. Cleveland, Dolphins.
Yep.
I mean,
and Romo had no offensive line to speak of whatsoever, man, for the most part.
I understand why Tony retired. I do.
He was running for his life for like 7 years.
But I hated the fact I wanted him to go to Denver because I thought he'd have won a Super Bowl. Because of that Peyton Manning, that
after
defense
Peyton Manning
was
retired.
still great. Yeah, I wanted him to go to Denver and play 2 years. And
it's almost impossible for a quarterback to leave his team because the franchise tag. You know, you can tag a guy twice. It's impossible for a quarterback to leave his team.
Right. But he had offers on the table from Denver and from Houston, and he turned them both down and went into the booth. But I understand he had some more risk with his back. So I understand that, you know. But yeah, I wanted him to keep playing and go somewhere and win one, frankly. Because he'll be looked back at as one of these Hall of Very Good guys, you know. So any final, wait a minute. Alex Smith is better than Tony Romo.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
No.
And you know what? I'm an Alex Smith guy. Okay, I am. I regretted us getting rid of Alex. But Alex was gutter trash the first 5 years in the league.
Yeah.
He was a Ryan Leaf level bust. People forget that.
And Tony Romo was light years better than Eli Manning, but he won't be remembered as a better quarterback, probably, even though anybody that would actually watch the games, Tony Romo was way better than Eli.
Oh, not even close. Much, much better than Eli. Yeah. Yeah.
Not as clutch. That's about the only thing.
And Eli will get in the Hall of Fame. That's just frightening to me. Versus somebody like Tony
be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
His resume is not good enough to me.
I'd rather see somebody like Drew Bledsoe get in before Eli Manning.
I'm actually shocked that Bledsoe is not in.
People forget how great a quarterback
he was. Really good.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Final words, Mr. Matrix.
Everybody enjoy Turkey Day if you're here in the United States or wherever else you are. You know, just be safe. It's a 4-day weekend for us. Well, for me anyway, I should say. That's it.
Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Enjoy time with your family, friends. Drink responsibly and be safe. And we'll see you either Saturday or Sunday live. Week 13 picks. Peace. We're out.
Till next time.